Hello, Wayland Middle School. It's Mr. Farley here. Today we're going to be talking about factoring into binomials. All right, so this is pretty good. The last couple days we've covered a few different types of factoring. The first day on Monday we learned about factoring GCF. You heard from Mr. Robinette the other day about the special patterns, which are difference of squares and the binomial square. And today we're going to factor into binomials, something I like to say, go to parentheses. That's what I refer to. So this is our checklist. Anytime you are asked to factor something, you need to go through these three steps. You have to ask yourself, is there a GCF? Is it a special pattern? Or third, we go to parentheses. Today we're going to focus on going to parentheses. All right, so here we go. Here's our example. I would like you to factor this trinomial. That's what we're going to be doing. So we're going to come up with two factors that when multiplied together will result in this trinomial. And it's pretty straightforward, okay? I think you guys will catch on pretty quickly. But in the back of your mind, go through the checklist. Is there a GCF? Not in this case. Is there a special pattern? Not in this case. So let's go to parentheses. So when we do this, before you go to parentheses, you're going to be looking at the constant. In this case, the constant is a positive 12. So what we are going to do is let's find the factors of positive 12 that add up to 7. I hope everyone's thinking that that would be 3 and 4 because 3 times 4 is 12 and 3 plus 4 adds to 7. So if you identify those factors, this is the way you break it down. You get an x plus 3, there's that plus 3, and x plus 4, there's the plus 4. These are the two binomials. When multiplied together, will equal this trinomial. Believe it or not, if you FOIL this out, and you guys can do it right in your head right now, when FOILed out, the result would be this trinomial. So in red, these are the factors of this trinomial up above. All right, let's try another one. Here's another one. So again, checklist, go through that in your brain. In this case, they will all go to parentheses today in this video. But there's not a GCF, there's not a special pattern, so let's go to parentheses. Just like the last one, you're going to look at the constant, positive 15. Well, what are the factors of positive 15 that add up to 8? And earlier today, you guys were working on foolish factoring, that handout that we had at the start of class. And this is what you were doing. You were finding the factors of this number that add up to this guy. And that's what we do here. I hope everyone is thinking the factors of 15 that add up to 8 would be 5 and 3. Well, you did it. That's what this would result in. X plus 5, there's your 5. X plus 3, there's your 3. If you FOIL this out, you would get this trinomial. Pretty cool. Let's try another one. This one, same idea. Go through your checklist as usual. In this case, it's not a GCF. There's not a special pattern. So let's go to parentheses. We're going to be looking for the factors of positive 36 that add up to a negative 15 this time. So you guys have to be a little creative here. This is a little bit more challenging, but I'm hoping everyone is thinking that negative 12 times negative 3 gives us a positive 36, and a negative 12 plus a negative 3 gives us a negative 15, and that's true. And there you have it. Here are the factors right down here. X minus 12, x minus 3. This is the first time we've had factors that have two subtraction signs. That's all right. It still works. If you FOILed this, you would get back to this original trinomial. Let's try another one. Here it is. I'm looking for the factors of negative 24 that add up to a negative 5. That's what I want to find. I hope people are thinking, oh, that would be negative 8 and a positive 3. If that's the case, you have your factors, x minus 8 and an x plus 3. If you FOIL this out, you get right back to this trinomial. So it's the same process time and time again here when factoring into binomials. Super important. You got to go through your checklist because as we do more and more of these, some of them will require you to factor with a GCF first and then go to parentheses. So these strategies, we rolled them out this way on purpose, learning the GCF pattern first, and then talking about difference of squares and the binomial square pattern, and then today learning about the parentheses. So as usual, if you have any questions, feel free to touch base with us through email. Mr. Robinette or I will get back to you as soon as possible. Hope all's well, and congratulations, you now know how to factor a trinomial into two binomials.